up. It's time for him to prove that he's a problem. Niggas clicking up, but they not really getting up for the water. Tell him,
Ruling the way down. Not breathe your head. You only can rescue me. This is my bread. If you were mine, if you were mine, I wouldn't want to go to heaven.
7 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hey guys, please stop by our site and purchase some of our merchandise today. This is not only a way to spread the word about us, but it is a great way to support the channel. JASMIN.cc. Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. So tonight, yes, it is night. Actually, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I saw this story. After I read it and did a little research, I had to come and talk about it. Today, we are discussing Mahogany'S World, aka the Jacksons of Atlanta, and Jasmine Cohen of Cohen Gang. So, a couple of months ago, as you all know, the young lady of Cohen Gang came out and gave us a lot of information about some of the crazy things that Mahogany had been doing, leaving her kids at home by themselves and all the things. And then those two ended up kind of not dealing with each other anymore, and it led up to today. So let me make sure I have the information right. On the 19th of March, let me make sure I got it right, child. Yeah, March 19, 2025, Jasmine Cohen of Cohen Gang was arrested. She was arrested and she was arrested for victimizing Miss Mahogany. Now, before we get into the details of this, let's go ahead and play our station break.
I touch that 5 for you. I do that 3, but
Okay, so this is Mahogany here. And like I said, Cohen Gang and Mahogany have not been in a good place since uh, Mahogany was exposed to be leaving her kids at home alone. Oh my God, and countless other things, right? So, um, first of all, let me say something. I've actually had a conversation with Miss Jasmine, and just because you may have had a conversation with someone in the midst of one of these videos does not make you on a side, okay? I don't like the things that Mahogany does. I don't dislike her because I don't know her, but I have been talking about her since the fake baby days. And her husband presented themselves as some very um, unsavory individuals. And I mean, it just is what it is. And with that, I mean, it made us feel a way about her. It's just the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? So, regardless of how I feel about her, I'm going to be honest and come with facts with this video. Now, on February, I think the 2nd, um, Mahogany put out, hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and announce our Mish Mob member of this video. It is Shanae. Guys, as you know, every video I honor a person, and this is still kind of new to the channel, so I have to definitely remind myself of that. So if I forget, charge it to my head and not my heart. I have a horrible memory as times go by. Also, guys, today is the 22nd of March. If you have had a birthday special event or anniversary between the 16th and 22nd, drop that information in the chat. And when I do my next live, I will acknowledge you. Be sure when you say I've had a birthday, state the date of the birthday, just to give me context. Because depending on when I go live, it could be several days. So we want to make sure to do the information right. But yeah, anybody who has had a birthday, an anniversary, or a special event, y'all be sure to drop that in the chat. So now let's get back over here and get back to the conversation. So, as I stated, and first of all, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead. Cause baby, y'all know what it is. Honey, I had to run all over here. But um as I was stating, um Miss Jasmine was arrested. Let me make sure I got this set up right. Um, she was arrested. And y'all, the sad thing about this, Mahogany said that she's planning to move. She could be moving because, of the back and forth with her and her neighbors, or she could be moving because her ass. But what I do know is on March 19th, the actions of um, Mahogany caused Miss Jasmine to get arrested. Now, we actually talked about the initial event, and it's so much to unpack here. I'm going to try to be as swift as I can. But there's a lot to unpack with this situation, and I'm just going to do the best I can to put it all out here. Um, on the on February, let me see, YouTube. In February is when Cohen Gang came out with a story talking about the negative things that Mahogany had done, and because of that, she was exposing her. She said that we had a very bad image of Mahogany, and she wanted us to know who she really was. So exposed she exposed the fact that Mahogany um leaves her kids at home. She gave us several instances of that and the likes of it. So when Mahogany first saw that Cohen Gang had put the video up, she was very upset. She wanted to get it taken, which she did. She got the video taken down several times. Um, and from there, it just became drama. So I'm looking for the date, guys. So bear with me just for a moment. I know it was about a month ago, but uh, doggone it. Let me look at all the videos because only a few are coming up. Maybe she took the other. Oh no, she did it as a live, I think. Anyway, um, she probably took it down because of what's currently going on. But let me say this: about a month ago, um, Mahogany called the police on the Cohen gang, and she called the police because she wanted the information about her leaving her kids at home to not be publicized. Let's just be honest about that. And it just caused a bunch of back and forth between the two. These two have argued. I mean, it's been a lot that has happened between them. So, but what was also happening behind the scenes is that when Mahogany called the police on the Cohen gang, when she called the police on her, uh, it warranted this. When Mahogany said that she recorded her house to get pictures of her children. That is what started this. The evidence that the Newton County prosecutors used for this case is that evidence. And what I'm doing here is while I'm talking to you, I'm trying to pull up the video when I talked about that. Yeah, it just says a month ago. So, um, a month ago, let's see. Okay, that was 9 months, 11 months. I'm sorry, guys. I have everything pulled up, but this one day ain't gone video. Oh, is that it right there? Yeah. So here's my video on the. It don't say where the video. I mean, what day I put it up. But anyway, back to the story. I apologize too for kind of moving along slow with this. But anyway, so when that situation happened, Mahogany called the police and she made it seem like the lady was coming in her house, coming on her property and recording, right? So this arrest stems from that. Now, what I was trying to do, but I don't want to just sit here and take up a bunch of time. I pulled up everything else, but the one thing I didn't pull up is that she has proof that Mahogany left those kids at home alone. That proof is what is causing this current arrest. Now, here's the thing. You know, first of all, let me shout out Kimmy's World because she is the first person I saw that talked about this story, right? um, she mentioned the arrest. She said one of Mahogany's cronies came into her email and sent her the proof about the arrest. So, that's how I found out. It came up in my timeline from Kimmy's World, and you always credit the source of where you get stuff at. So, that's what I just did. But the fact of the matter is, there is a picture out there of Jasmine at this girl's back door, shocked and appalled at the fact that Mahogany left her kids at home by themselves. And that picture is what this is stemming from. Here is, I found it. Here is the picture. Um, I am pulling this up from a video that I did before. So we're just going to see that little snippet of it.
First looking hungry. I'm gonna post that video as well because I'm not lying about that. These kids are at home by themselves. That's sad. In the window.
That's a shame. Take the picture, Jasmine.
I'm recording.
That's a shame. That's a motherfucking
Wow.
shame.
Wow. Wow. Now, they both live next door to each other, and she was able to get that footage from her yard, her own yard, right? And what happened was her son was outside doing whatever he was doing, and he heard the kids crying. He told his dad. His dad said, "Go tell your mama." And as a result of that, Jasmine came out, saw this, and took the video. So, as a result of that, she was charged. Let me move over to the screen. She was charged with peeping Tom. Peeping Tom. Now, number one, from the peeping Tom, I don't know how this case is going to, uh, how it's going to disposition, but this is deep, okay? And the reason that is deep is this. I looked up Peeping Tom. Peeping Tom is a person who derives pleasure from secretly watching people undress or engage in lewd acts. Okay? Period. A person who derives S pleasure from secretly watching people undress or engaging in lewd acts. Now, as y'all know, I only talk facts over here. Let me make sure y'all can see that. I only talk facts. So this has nothing to do with how I feel about Mahogany nor how I feel about the other young lady. But the facts are the facts. Now, this is what a peeping Tom is. And we saw the video of what the young lady did, right? She wasn't trying to watch anybody secretly. She was proving that Mahogany left her kids at home by themselves. But in the process of her doing that, she did record inside this young lady's home. Is it legal? I guess not. And that's why the police came out to her house that day. We talked about all of that. You can go on my channel if you want to go back and watch those videos. One of the videos is Mahogany left the kids, poor babies, and the other one has to do with the police, Newton County. So those are the words you can search on my channel in order to find these videos, right? But Peeping Tom is exactly what you are seeing here. And Peeping Tom is not what this young lady did. So that in and of itself may get this case dismissed. And quite frankly, if I was her attorney, I would ask for dismiss with prejudice. Because in order for her to be a peeping Tom, those were two minors. She would also have to be perverse to do that. So that's slander. So Mahogany is slandering Jasmine in order to make this happen, right? And if they convict her of this, which is a felony, if they convict her of this, um, I mean, it may be a big deal. Now, let's talk about something else before I move to my next thing. No, first of all, let me say this. I also looked up stalking. Stalking is to pursue or approach someone stealthy, harass or uh, prosecute with unwanted or obsessive attention. Now, if we look at Peeping Tom versus, oh, hold on, I didn't even pull it up, did I? Let's see, make sure y'all can see it. Okay, that's what stalking means. Now, if we look up Peeping Tom versus stalking, if they wanted to be more precise as to what she did, it would have been better for them to say stalk versus peeping Tom because there has to be an illicit component to peeping Tom. So Miss Cohen definitely did not do that, and we do have the proof of that. Now, let's also be clear about something. They have been both going back and forth equally, being negative to each other. Miss Cohen did recently do a live with the girlfriend, or should I say, ex girlfriend of Mahogany's current boyfriend. So there is that. So this situation, I don't even think Mahogany probably knew at first that it was going to result in this, because this could really cause problems for Mahogany. If they end up dismissing the charges, I would definitely turn around and sue the dog shit out of Mahogany. I would sue her for slander, and I would sue her for defamation of character, because whether this goes on or not, it's out there. Whether it's true or not, or whatever, is out there. And let's keep it real. This right here, let me adjust the crop. Each area has their own each screen, you have to make sure it's sitting right, because I do have the overlay that, as you know, as a content creator, is absolutely necessary. This this image here is never going anywhere. Um, the connotation of this is never going anywhere. As a matter of fact, I want to say, let me pull up Kimmy's video, because her video um, states that, hold on, y'all. Mahogany Jackson stalker arrested. The shocking details. That is the name of this video. That shit ain't going nowhere. That is not going anywhere. So no matter the outcome of this disposition, she will always be looked at funny from somebody who gonna see this part and probably is not gonna watch the story. Hold on, Kimmy. Yeah, they're not gonna probably gonna watch the whole story because they may not be that interested in it. But yeah, Kimmy's video, um, maybe that ain't going nowhere. It's not. And this video is gonna be up. So I would definitely sue her, because one thing I'm not, and this is me speaking for her, I would be thinking one thing that I am not is a peeping tom. Quite frankly, in my personal opinion, I don't think that she's necessarily a stalker in in this situation. But here's the thing. Kimmy brought up the fact that Mrs. Cohen has other charges that are similar in nature to stalking. Now, was she charged with stalking? I don't know. Now, another thing, Miss Kimmy says, Mahogany Jackson stalker arrested, right? She wasn't charged with stalking. She was not charged with stalking. So to say that she's her stalker, to me, not cool. That's my personal opinion. She wasn't charged with stalking. This is the single only charge that she received, peeping Tom. So, it is what it is. Um, and I actually have the complaint. I will read it to you guys. I actually already redacted it, but I didn't upload it, so I'm already shooting the video, and it's nothing I can do. Now, I showed you guys where she was in the backyard, and showed the kids in the window, and she did cover it up. Now, at first, I don't think she covered it up, but this particular time, she covered it up. Let's look at that one more time. Hold on. What? Okay. And then she got him in the street fighting. I didn't think I was gonna care about this tea, but now I'm invested. Exactly, black and bougie. Exactly, because what? Baby, she got me with the food stamps. She got me with the stamps. I may have went back just a little too far.
Especially with him being so small. So that was another thing that I found kind of funny. So I'm the type of friend, if you need me for whatever, I'm gonna be there for you. And it's kind of like she took advantage of that. Um, but again, I knew that she didn't have anyone. The husband was staying there at one point in time, and he would watch them while she went to the gym and ran her errands. But when he got kicked out, that's when things kind of switched up. So I would step in and help her watch the kids. Like I would pick them up from the bus stop, have them wait at my house until she got here. But there was this one particular day where I told her that I would be busy and I couldn't watch the kids. So, and mind you, she does not park her car in the garage. She parks her car outside because she has a bunch of things in her garage. So I know when she's at home and when she's not at home. So this one particular day, my kids are in the back playing and they say, Mom, the kids are at the back door crying. And I'm like, what? They crying? So I go to the back door, y'all, and it's four of them that are downstairs just at the window, soggy diapers, looking hungry. I'm gonna post that video as well because I'm not lying about that. These kids are at home by themselves
That's a shame.
in the window.
That's a shame. Take the picture, Jasmine.
I'm recording.
That's a shame. That's a motherfucking
Wow.
shame.
Wow. Wow. So that is the image and that's the content that got this case started. So she has been, and let me pull this um OCGA 16-11-61 is the offense. Let me see if y'all can see that. Hold on. Okay. Now, while this back and forth was going on between Mahogany and her, this case was being developed. Things sometimes take time, and I mean, it wasn't a physical crime, so they took the time to develop it. Now, I feel like the prosecutor is probably just, I mean, she may have been getting pressure from Mahogany and maybe her mom and different people, and so they just did something. Um, Someone mentioned that they feel like this case will get dropped. Here's the thing about that. Did she record into the house? Yes. Um, is it something that is not something you should do, I guess? Under normal circumstances, yes. Did she do it for a illicit reason? Like, did she have ill intent? No. She didn't leave those kids in there by themselves, so her intent wasn't ill. The person who basically had ill intent was Mahogany because she left her kids at home. So that's that on that. I mean, it just is what it is. So mm, I feel like this is a cuppy. I would have the charges dropped if I was her attorney, and her is Jasmine. I would ask for an immediate dismissal with prejudice because there was no sexual nature when it came to this crime, right? There's her name right there, Sydney. I think that is Hamp is the prosecutor. Let me double check that. Sydney Hamp. Yeah, Sydney Hamp is the prosecutor in Covington who is doing this case. And when they go to court and all the details from both sides are brought out, this may get dropped because this same evidence was used for a CPS case against Mahogany, and Mahogany has a CPS active case. Like they are actually um, doing whatever they need to do to correct her in her behavior as a parent. So because of that, I think that them using this, like you can't use it and then turn around and use it against the other person. You know what I mean? I don't think you can. So this, I don't know if it'll get dropped, but they may have to change the actual the offense that they arrested her for. So that's that on that. I have not seen her live or talk about this or anything. I'm sure Miss Jasmine will come out with it. They have been very public with their situation and things about their life. She's talked about a lot of personal things. So I'm sure she is going to do that. Now, here's the thing. The fact that Jasmine has other charges close to this, getting into it with people or whatever, um, that could be deemed prejudice. And so it was mentioned that because she has other charges now, the court of public opinion can use anything against anybody. But when it comes to actual court, you have the right not only to a speedy trial, but you have a right to a fair trial. With that being the case, um, all her attorney has to do is ask that those other offenses be suppressed because it would be deemed prejudicial. And um, that will probably be done because she has a right to be deemed fair. Now, here's another thing. Let's say this situation, like I said, in my opinion, it's a cuppy, which means it could go either way. Let's say this actually goes to court. Number one, if I was her, I would definitely not. Um, I wouldn't settle this. I would fight it because she did not do the act of peeping Tom. Now, let's say they take it to stalking and they go to court. There's another way that this can come out in Jasmine's favor, although she would have still been arrested and tried for this, right? There's a thing called jury nullification. If she goes to court, if she shows all the evidence as to why that video was made and what all was done in respect to this, and they use the video that Jasmine put up about Mahogany in court, all they got to do is make sure it's moms and dads as the juries, and it's probably going to be nullified. Everybody's probably going to say not guilty because in order to commit a crime against a person, you have to have ill intent. If you go and somebody's in the street finna get hit, let's say a kid, and you go and you jump on the kid because you can't run fast enough and you roll over and you get the kid out of the way of the car, but in the process of that the kid's, let's say, arm gets broken, you didn't have ill intent. So would they charge you with, hurting the child? No. And I hate I said that because whatever. So with that being the case, um if they say not guilty, that's just jury nullification. She did not have ill intent. So, with that being the case, let's jump over to, let's see. Another part of this case just happened recently. How long ago was it? Just 2 weeks ago, Mahogany caused defects on the Cohen gang. And we're going to listen to that video. This is a rabbit hole, y'all. It's a lot going on. So here's the video of her calling the police on the Cohen gang and what was said. All right, let's get into it.
In trouble.
Wait, Mama.
It's a screen out. And once again, to explain that, and sometimes we get calls, people are bickering and arguing and, they're trying to hurt the other person. Just making malicious calls to, the defects. And once we read the allegations and we find there's not enough evidence to investigate, so it's screened out. So what we do is we call the mom or we call the dad.
Okay, she's saying this is the young lady from the neighbor, and she's on the phone with the CPS representative. A call was made to CPS. CPS did investigation on the call prior to planning a visit out. On the investigation, they talked to Jasmine, which is this young lady. They talked to her mother and probably other people and found out that there was no basis for the investigation. So she said they have what they call a screen out. So a lot of people feel that we've heard a lot of these moms talk about CPS came to my house, but they said it was no big deal. They gonna close the case. It was nothing. This proves that that is not true. If they come out to investigate, then they are having to rule out the fact that you are doing something you're not supposed to do. If they feel that there is absolutely no basis and not enough evidence for the case to be opened, they do what's called a screen out. Now, this is new to me. I've never heard of this before, so this is definitely some good information. They do a screen out, and with the screen out, they close the case, but then they call and let the person know that somebody tried to open the case. She's going to explain more in detail, but I just wanted you to know who is on the phone.
And we let them know what's going on and let them know the case will be screened out.
Okay.
I spoke with your mother-in-law. She explained that, everything that was going on. So what the reason for my call is that once we get a report, it's a screen out, meaning you will not be investigated. It's just we have to make sure you can use the services and we can help with anything. This just stating that it wasn't enough evidence when the reporter made the report, so they screened it out.
Okay, so the mother-in-law let CPS know about the issue with the next door neighbor. So that's why they're realizing that this is some BS, and they're gonna tell you what the actual allegation is, and y'all gonna be tripped out by that.
When it comes to us, we read the allegation, call the parents, and make sure everything okay, and we close it out.
What was the allegation?
Let me find you again. I got like 20. On 2/11, Jasmine Copeland was observed threatened and arguing with a stranger. Jasmine went on to upload videos, putting her family in danger by leaking her own address, telling the stranger to pull up.
So y'all remember we saw the video where Mahogany got into it with the next door neighbor, and that's basically what this is about. So Mahogany called CPS and tells CPS that the neighbors were seen arguing with a stranger, which is the guy, and that they told him to pull up, which he was next door. He had to pull up. He just needed to come over in their yard, which he wasn't about that life. But girl, you really want most CPS investigations on your street? Because they do know your address.
The University of Notre Dame asks, what would you fight for?
Okay, that was the allegation.
Jasmine seek for a lot of attention from the internet. However, it's shared to become dangerous from random people or being told to pull up at her house and fight.
This has never happened.
I cannot believe that she would call and say that. You call CPS on somebody because they told somebody else to pull up at their house. Like, huh? I don't know.
The children are affected because the content of the social media as put in the children in harm's way.
So child.
Now, the person who actually witnessed this back and forth exchange between the Cohens and Mahogany's boyfriend was Mahogany's kids. It wasn't Jasmine's kids. It was Mahogany's kids. So the thing is, again, why are you putting yourself in harm's way like that? Like, to me, it don't make sense.
Okay.
So
Right.
although Jasmine, not Jasmine, although Mahogany says she's moving, I guess this situation's gonna go out with a bang. And as the CPS lady said, the event was February the 11th. That's when the arguments and drama. That's the time period that all of that happened. So it gives us a better kind of a look at things. So that's that. But anyway, guys, this is a whole hot mess. Like it really is. And I mean, come on, Mahogany girl, focus on your focus, which is your family and your children. Now, one would allude that I am taking Jasmine's side on this. I ain't taking nobody's side. But Jasmine did a service for those kids. She was advocating for children whose parents was not advocating for them. There was no ill intent in her doing the video. The only negativity that will come from that is not the kids, it's Mahogany because she herself. So it's one thing if this girl really was doing something to her. It's another thing that the situation that caused this was that, and let me tell y'all, hold on, let me pull this up because one might say, one might say that that wasn't the case or this, that, and the third. Let me pull it up on my phone. I'm gonna pull up and read because here's the thing: every court case, every investigation that a policeman does, they have to write a report, and that report tells you the details of what's going on and what happened, right? So for this situation, it says personally, in other words, okay, no, it says personally came was Sydney Hamp. She went to the judge to get this because what we see on the docket right now is just the arrest affidavit. So Sydney Hamp personally came, who under oath says that to the best of her knowledge and belief that Cohen Jasmine did in the county, which is Newton, and the state of Georgia, as mentioned before, commit the offense of 16-11-61 felony peeping Tom, to wit, did willingly and knowingly Jasmine Cohen peeped through the back door of Mahogany Jackson's home to take pictures of her children, invading her privacy and posing the pictures on a YouTube video. Said offense occurred between the dates of 1/1/25 at 12 p.m. and 1/31/25 at 5 p.m. in Newton County, Georgia. The place of occurrence, I don't know why they got that on there twice, being 2031. I almost said the address, but anyway, um, it has the address and it says against the laws of the state of Georgia. What the affidavit doesn't state that there was an illicit reason and ill intent. Now, because in order to commit an offense, you have to have ill intent. So I would use that to fight my case. Also, the fact that a peeping Tom, if you look it up, um, there is an illicit reason behind it, and you're doing it in secret. She publicly, in her backyard, stood by her trampoline and took a video of this girl's kids who was at home by themselves. Now, here's the thing about it. If she was at home with her kids, the girl wouldn't have took the video, right? So that's the conundrum that we have. So it is non-disputed that she took the video, but the reason for taking the video was to protect the children. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but that is the proof. Whenever there is a court case, or whenever someone is arrested or some kind of offense is filed against them, there's always documentation on the docket that shows why it happened. So the reason it happened was this video. I knew it was more to it because yeah, that girl, she's gonna protect her family, she's gonna protect herself, she will fight all the things, but at the same time, none of the stuff that she told us about Mahogany showed that she had ill intent. As a matter of fact, the person who had ill intent was Mahogany because she was using the crap out this girl. She was taking her kindness for weakness. And anytime you take a person's kindness for weakness, as far as you get in that, it can turn back on you because you have ill intent. Now, if she was really struggling with this guy and she was trying to do right, she wouldn't have been leaving her kids at home. She wouldn't have been doing that. Oh, would you watch this thing while I go to the gym in the middle of the night? So the gym is more important than making sure that your kids are safe. What if one of them kids choked? I mean, anything could have happened. Ain't no sense in me going back down that rabbit hole. But anyway, guys, this is the totality of this situation. The video that caused this case to happen was the video of her trying to protect the kids. I want y'all to let me know in the comments, do you guys think that she is going to be acquitted, which is jury nullification? Do y'all think this case will be dismissed because it's basically, of the reason why she took the video? Or do you think she's going to be prosecuted? I mean, this is a crazy one. This is a crazy one. But Mahogany looks even worse because of the idiotic nature of all of this. And whether she realizes it or not, because it does state that she is the victim. I would also argue the fact that how could she be the victim of this case and she wasn't even in the house? The victims, if you want to be honest, would be the people that was in the video, and it's not Mahogany. So that would be another place on the record showing that Mahogany left these kids at home. And because of that, this instance happened. Again, it's going to probably lead to jury nullification, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Tell me, guys, what you all think. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have somebody that you would like us to cover or a situation you would like us to look into, let me know. I thank y'all so very much for being a part of the Mish Mob. We also, again, thank our Mish Mob member of the video, Shanae. Y'all, if y'all have not hit that like button already, be sure to hit that like button. And before we jump out of here, we're going to jump over here so that I can show y'all our amazing merch. All of the merchandise that we have available on our site is available. Uh, Let me say that right. All of the merch that you are seeing here is available on our site, justmecmb.cc. CC is like content creator, justmecmb.cc. So that's that on that. Thank y'all so very much for taking the time to check out this video. We are definitely going to keep our eyes on this one to see what happens because I'm so very interested in seeing how they adjudicate this. And the sad part about stuff like this girl did this or took the video as an attempt to protect the children. And because of that, she was arrested. This is how kids get hurt and things happen that shouldn't happen because people don't want to get involved because they don't want to put themselves in harm's way because this is a mother with her own 3 kids, and if this situation goes left for her, I mean, that's a very unfortunate situation. I mean, if this goes left and something happens, um I don't know, y'all. That's all I can say. I don't know. But this is definitely sad. Um, and I wish the best for those kids either way. Um, their mother's not always home with them. But I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye.
She get it from her mama. I'ma say you fuck her right. Body rude is unpolite. Done be in the humble life. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to go good tonight. All the homies left and right. I just wanna live in fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top of the memories I've ever made in my life. Permanent ecstasy. The ladies is pimps tonight. Living inside a dream. Let's play where the love is wide. I put that on my own. She get it from her mama. I'ma say you fuck her right. Body rude is unpolite. Done be in the humble life. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to